Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Week 2 of the NFL season is starting tonight, Thursday night. The Green Bay Packers host the Washington Commanders. Both teams coming off a victory. The Green Bay Packers beat the Detroit Lions, and the Washington Commanders took care of the New York Giants. I think this is going to be a really good game. And maybe on down the road, this could be a little bit of a playoff preview. But it's in Lambeau. Packers are favored by 2.5, 3.5 points. It's going to be tough. I like what I saw out of Micah Parsons. He only played 47% of the snaps. Maybe he gets a little bit more. Washington Commanders, though, they got a really good team. I don't think they ultimately win the division. The Packers, after beating the Lions, right now they're looking good to win their division. Give me Green Bay. Remember last week we had a game on Friday. This week we do not have a game on Friday, just Thursday and Sunday, Monday. The Los Angeles Rams, after beating the Houston Texans 14-9 in a very low-scoring affair. Puka Nacua had a good game. Rams obviously held the Houston Texans to 9 points. The Tennessee Titans, on the other hand, they kind of gave Denver Broncos all they could handle. The Denver Broncos ended up winning that game 20-12. A lot of receivers dropped a lot of balls in that game. It's kind of rough to watch, honestly. I don't think this is going to be much of a game. I think the Rams kind of run away with it, but maybe the Titans keep it close. Who knows? But give me the Rams. The Jacksonville Jaguars travel to Cincinnati. The Jaguars beat the Carolina Panthers last week in a rain delay blowout win for the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Bengals also coming off of a win against the Cleveland Browns, 17-16. The Bengals only had 7 yards of total offense in the second half. You cannot do that. And if you do that against any football team, I guess then other than the Browns, you're going to lose. It's in Cincinnati. Cincinnati's actually a 3.5-point favorite. Go ahead and give me Cincinnati in this game. The Baltimore Ravens, they blew a 15-point lead to the Buffalo Bills last week in one of the best Sunday night games that America has ever seen. I went to bed. Okay? I had to work the next day. I saw Derrick Henry cut around that left side, score, made it 40-25. I said, you know what? I'm going to bed. Baltimore Ravens are going to beat the hell out of the Browns. This game's not going to be good. Moving on to the Jets and the Bills in New York. The Jets gave the Steelers all they could handle, but ultimately the Jets made Jets mistakes, and the Steelers ended up winning. The Bills, I just mentioned it, against the Baltimore Ravens, they had a stellar comeback. Josh Allen had 251 passing yards in the fourth quarter. I don't know if that's a record. I'm sure it's close. 251 passing yards in a single quarter is insane. Just want to make that clear. This is in New York. Now, a big concern with the Jets game against Pittsburgh was that Pittsburgh Steelers fans were going to take over. And J.J. Watt said early in the game it was about 50-50, and then he corrected himself later on in the game. It said it was about 70-30 Jets-Steelers. I think Bills Mafia can absolutely take over. Is it MetLife still? I don't know where the Jets play. I don't really care either. I think they can absolutely take it over. 60-40, maybe go back to 70-30. I don't know. Maybe not 50-50, but they can absolutely take it over. This, even though it says home game for the Jets, this is going to be a home game for the Bills. Just as much might be neutral more than anything. Go ahead and give me the Bills. The Patriots at the Dolphins. My goodness. The Dolphins laid a huge egg against your boys, Indianapolis Colts. The Dolphins, they just were bad at all three phases of the game. They host the New England Patriots. The Patriots, they lost to the I still can't get that out of my head. The Las Vegas Raiders. But the Patriots didn't look as bad as the Dolphins did. Nearly as bad as the Dolphins did. Just based off of that, give me the Patriots. The 49ers at the New Orleans Saints. The New Orleans Saints had some really, really hideous uniforms. That's about all I know. They lost to the Cardinals. Whoop-de-doo. The Saints might go 0-17. They're losing this game to the 49ers. The 49ers had a good come-from-behind win against their division rival at Seattle. Big win for the 49ers. They go 2-0. The New York Football Giants at the Dallas Cowboys. The New York Giants lost to the Washington Commanders 21-6. Couldn't muster any offense. I think there's already questions on whether Russell Wilson's going to start going forward. I don't know. Either way, Cowboys by 20. Lions at the Bears. The return of the former Lions coordinator. This should be a really interesting matchup. The Bears blowing an 11-point lead in the fourth quarter to the Minnesota Vikings, while the Lions really didn't get anything going against the Green Bay Packers. Both of these teams didn't win. It's in Detroit. Detroit's favored by 4.5. I think this could be a better game than people expect. I think the Lions are going to win, but I think it's going to be a lot closer than people expect. I want to see a little bit more out of Caleb Williams. Okay, he had some flashes. He definitely had his moments in that game, but there's just some plays where I'm just like, I don't know. Rounding out our 1 o'clock games, the Pittsburgh Steelers host the Seattle Seahawks. The first game in Acrisure Stadium in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Aaron Rodgers steps foot onto the field for the first time in Pittsburgh. This should be a really good game. I know the Seattle Seahawks lost to the 49ers. 49ers are a solid team. I ultimately had the 49ers missing the playoffs just because based on their schedule. But the 49ers, they showed me something. They're going to be without George Kittle for a little while because I think he's going on to injured reserve. But still, the Seahawks, I think, are a solid football team. Let's see if the Pittsburgh Steelers can sustain it. They allowed a lot of points. Okay, let's see what Sam Darnold and company can do against the Pittsburgh Steelers defense. I think the Steelers ultimately win. It could be another shootout. Who knows? Now, I don't want to get into this game too much because I want to save that for my breakdown video. But I've been thinking about it all week long. Ever since the Colts beat the hell out of the Dolphins, the Broncos game has been what's on my mind. Because I watched the end of the Broncos-Titans game. I tried to watch it, okay? Had other things going on. Okay, so, because I know that we got Denver next week. And I was very impressed with the Colts win, okay? I'm going to keep this short and sweet. I've got so much I want to say. This game is really important for really both teams. But I think the Colts, it's at home. Colts are down, Colts are 2.5 point dogs. I think, let's see, 1.5 point dogs. The line on ESPN says 1.5 Denver. I'm sitting here, and my heart says Colts. It's always going to say Colts. But my brain I feel my brain leaning Colts as well. Because I look at these games that these two teams played. Maybe Denver has a little bit of a better game, but Bo Nix threw 2 interceptions. Daniel Jones took care of the ball and had a solid offensive line. Solid running game. This is going to be a really good game. This has a chance to be in the game of the weekend. It has a chance. Give me the Colts. Let's move on. The Panthers, Cardinals. I don't care. Cardinals. Like that right down. The Philadelphia Eagles at the Kansas City Chiefs. This is the game of the week. This is, they got a doubleheader on Monday night. That kind of threw me off. I was like, this isn't the Sunday night game? Oh, it isn't the Sunday night game. What the hell? Oh, it's the... What? Eagles, Chiefs? Rematch of the Super Bowl last year's not the Sunday night game? Okay, whatever. Philadelphia is a 1.5 favorite on the road. That's kind of crazy. But they did win the Super Bowl. They blew them out in the Super Bowl. The Chiefs lost in Week 1. The Philadelphia Eagles won in Week 1. We all know. We all saw those games. They're both nationally televised. Neither one of these teams has a real advantage. One played on Thursday night. One played on Friday night. One played in Brazil. I don't know how much of a time difference in Brazil is. You know what? Give me the Philadelphia Eagles. I think, man, could you imagine? That's the thing. That's what I have a hard time picking against the Kansas City Chiefs because it's like my mind can't fathom Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid, and the Kansas City Chiefs starting the season 0-2. You go 0-2, the statistics don't lie. The likelihood of you making the playoffs significantly diminishes when you're 0-2. Now, not to say it's impossible. It has been done before. And if a team's going to do it, it's going to be the Kansas City Chiefs. But, man, Kansas City might burn to the ground if they lose to the Eagles. It's a long video. These are all long videos. These pick videos are long. They're going to be long. They're going to stay long because I got a lot to talk about. I don't care. The Falcons, holy shit. The Atlanta Falcons at the Minnesota Vikings. The Vikings came from behind on the road against the Chicago Bears. J.J. McCarthy did not look like a very good quarterback in the first 3 quarters, but in the fourth quarter, he came alive. The Falcons would have forced overtime had it not been for a missed kick. This is going to be a pretty solid game. I'm surprised this is the Sunday night game, to be completely honest with you. I'm not completely upset with it. We don't necessarily need to see the Chiefs on Sunday night. I'm just surprised that the Chiefs and the Eagles are not, in fact, on the Sunday night slot. Give me the Vikings. No. Yeah, give me the Vikings. Give me the Vikings in this one. Yeah, in Minnesota. Yeah, I don't really have a good reason behind that. But, yeah, give me the Vikings. Now, I'm not sure why they didn't do this week 1. Maybe it was just week 1. But this week, we've got a doubleheader on Monday night. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers travel to the Houston Texans to take on Houston Texans. In Houston, the Texans. Houston Texans. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they won a solid, was it a road game? Yes, it was a road game against their division rival, the Atlanta Falcons. Ultimately, I think it comes down to those 2 teams in the NFC South race. So that was a big win for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Texans, like I said earlier, coming off of a loss, could have went down the field and scored a game-winning drive. There's a fumble. It happens. Rams win. It's in Houston. I don't see Houston going 0-2. I want Houston to go 0-2. Could you imagine? Let's ponder this for a second as Colts fans. Okay, I hope some of you are Colts fans. I know some of you are Texans fans, so maybe you don't want to ponder this. Let's ponder the reality of the Colts going 2-0, the Texans going 0-2, the Titans going 0-2, and have I gotten to the Jaguars yet? Yeah, I picked who did I pick? And the Jaguars going 1-1. Going through. Anyway, give me the Texans. The Chargers at the Raiders. The Raiders, I think they had a pretty solid win against the New England Patriots. Did not watch. I did, however, watch the Chargers-Chiefs game, and I liked what I saw out of Justin Herbert. Good God, was he slinging that rock. If he plays like that, he can be an MVP candidate in this league 100%. If he plays like that, the Chargers are going to compete for the division. This is a road game for the Chargers. This is a divisional game for the Chargers. This is a massive game for the Chargers. Pete Carroll versus Jim Harbaugh. I think this is a really good matchup. What time is this game at? This is in Vegas, so it's at 10 o'clock. That doesn't surprise me. Oh, man, I'm actually really excited about that one. See, I have Tuesdays off, so I can watch that one. I'm definitely doing that. Man, give me the Chargers, though. I like the way Justin Herbert. I like the way Justin Herbert played against the Kansas City Chiefs. The Kansas City Chiefs have a really good defense. The Raiders have a solid defense, really good pass rush. Obviously, they have Max Crosby, one of the best pass rushers in the league. But, man, I like the way the Chargers are playing right now. Give me the Chargers. That is it. That is finally it. I go through all 16 games. I know it is a very long process. There's a lot to talk about. These are generally like 20 minutes long. So I think by now, this is kind of just what it is. I can't make these shorter. Okay, I just say what I say, and that's it, because I just want to pick the games and not come back to it and see who I picked and see if I was right or wrong. I am the big dog named Austin. Week 2 kicks off tonight. Commanders, Packers should be a good one. I'm excited for it. And then Sunday, Colts, Broncos, 4:05. I'll break that video down later. I'll have that later on this week. Give me a like. Like this video. Boom. Subscribe. And most importantly, go Colts.